What's going on, guys? Straw Hat Brian. We are back again here to deliver my One Piece chapter 907 review for you guys. If you haven't read it yet, please do so now, because we about to talk about this chapter. Cover story. Talk about this cover story. So Columbus steals supplies from another fleet, from another pirate fleet, or just another fleet, wherever this fleet was going. He just straight stole those supplies, was basically all grateful to him as he's sailing away. He's like saluting him, tears rolling down his eyes, like he was like sincere in doing this deed. Like, I thought that was hilarious. So as long as Columbus keeps this up, I think I'm going to stay interested in Columbus cover story. I take back what I said in my last video. He's killing it. That was funny. That was awesome. So we're going to open up and talk about this chapter. So chapter open up and we got Kaido and Big Mom, and they're conversing. They're talking on a Den Mushi, and they're speaking of the debt that, that Kaido owes Big Mom, and that, she's basically telling Kaido, like, yo, Kaido, just stay in your lane. I'm going to come to Wano. I'm going to handle Straw Hat, Luffy. His head is mine alone, and, don't do nothing. And Kaido straight stood his ground like a G and was like, listen, man, Luffy's death is mine alone. So, like, if you come anywhere near Wano, you come to Wano, come try it, and you're going to catch these hands. You're going to catch these hands, Big Mom. So, I can't wait to see that. I would love to see that. And then, Big Mom is, like, saying, like, yeah, whatever, Kaido. Like, let's just get along nicely like we used to. Like the good old days. So, I thought that was really cool reading that. And I was like, hold up. Like, as I was reading, like, hold up. What's going to happen? Like, was there, like, an alliance before? Like, 40 years or something before? Or, like, what's up? So, then, scene shifts over, and then Marine HQ, they're wiretapping, this conversation. They're like, wow, like, they're not even trying to conceal, their signal. They're just openly having this conversation. And so they're, one of the, Marine captains is asking Akainu, like, so, what are we going to do? We going to Wano? We going to interfere? We going to run interference? What's going on? And then Akainu's like, look, man, revelry's taking place right now. Everybody's here. We can't do nothing. And also, Wano is out of the world's government jurisdiction, so we can't do anything. We have to leave their affairs to them. And so the scene then shifts over. Well, actually, before that, Kizaru offers to go. Like, he tells Akainu, like, yo, like, you want me to just head over there? Like, I got you, bro. And then he thinks about it and, like, nah, we need you here, Kizaru. We can't do that. We need you here. And also, we don't know the samurai strength. So it's like, because we can't gauge their battle strength, there's no reason to engage unless last minute, So scene switches over, we got Garp, you got a couple other captains, commanders, you also got these lieutenants, and they're all, they're feasting, they're the bodyguards, at the referee, they're feasting, they're having a conversation, that about Kaido and Big Mom in their meeting. And then Hina is also saying, like, to Garp, hey, shouldn't you, you really do something, because, you're the reason why you're called Garp the hero, is because of, Kaido and Big Mom were once part of the, and then he interrupts, he's like, oh yeah, talking about rocks. He's like, yeah, ain't no need in worrying about that. Like, you're well informed, ain't no need in worrying about that. So it's like, we get, a reveal that Kaido and Big Mom were really once, like, some kind of, like, crewmates, or, like, a part of some kind of alliance. And either Rocks is either the captain or the name of the crew. And I think it might be called, the Rocks Pirates, simply because maybe, like, shaking the world, or, like, throwing pebbles or throwing stones at, like, the government, that's like a symbol of, like, rebelling. That's what I think, rebelling against the government, against our world leaders. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I do think maybe it is maybe shaking up the world, turning the world upside down. Could be that. So Garp is basically telling Hina, like, ain't no need to worry about that, anything that is going to come, like the storm that is to come, is going to be far worse than what we're probably even imagining. But she's like, yeah, but even though they lost their leader, the Rocks crew lost their leader, the two remnants still have gained tremendous strength over the years. And then Garp is still like, yeah, but Akainu says don't worry about it, can't do nothing, we're gonna have to wait again till last minute, till something really pops up. But then Hina's also like, but really, Garp, like, why are you making this excited looking face, like you're really, like, anticipating? So, bro, to see Garp go ham against Kaido, so we're pretty sure that it's either Garp gave Kaido that wound or Sengoku gave Kaido that wound. Because I think Garp took down Rocks, or whoever Rocks is. And so, and I have a theory, or who I believe Rocks might be. Rocks is pretty much probably going to really be a whole new character. I think everyone else knows that. It might be Drumon, who might be, Flying Panda made a theory about Drumon, who could be one of Whitebeard's mates, and could have been one of Whitebeard's first mates, or could have sailed under, or Whitebeard could have sailed under him, and he could have probably been the leader of the Rocks crew. So who knows? Because they said that Blackbeard also went by another name, and that was Drumon. So who knows? Well, like the real Blackbeard. The real Blackbeard had another alias name, or like that was like his surname was Drumon. But who knows? That's just like a real life fact. Don't worry about that. But let's also talk about let's just keep talking about the chapter. But also shout out to Flying Panda, because I used him as a reference. So scene shifts over, and we got Stelly, he's being shown the empty throne, and we're getting this Merlin looking guy, and he's basically telling Stelly, like, the lore about the empty throne, and telling Stelly why he's there, because Stelly's there to take a pledge, and the pledge for him is that he will, being the king of the Gold Kingdom, that he will, being a part of the Reverie and being a part of the 20 Kingdoms, he will not take the throne for himself in greed. And we also find out that no one is to be above, like, is to sit on the throne, and that no one is above anyone else. So that the empty throne is to symbolize that that is the reason why there are 20 kings, the 5 Gorosei, and that there is a reverie every 4 years to handle these worldly affairs, to discuss these problems throughout the world. But I think that is just the charade. I believe that there is one celestial dragon, or one celestial dragon family, that rules all the others, and that it is a highly well-kept secret, even amongst the Gorosei, because Akainu said that that they take orders from the celestial dragons, that they guard the celestial dragons. But I do believe that the reason of that being is because that there is one family, or one person in particular, who does sit on that throne. But I love the way the throne looks. I love that there's a staircase that leads to one platform. That platform is just all these weapons. And I think all those weapons are from the ancient kingdom. I think all those weapons might have ancient magic that might have worn away over time, but still might contain a hint of it. But that's what I believe. And then, we also get we are told that the next level, after you send the next set of staircase, there's 20 weapons that guard the throne, the actual seat. And they're the 20 weapons of the ancient kings who also took the same pledge that Stelly is about to take now. Stelly's not hearing none of that. He's just in awe, like, I want to sit on that throne. I want to take that throne for my own. And I think that that's going to happen. Like, everybody probably might not think that that's going to happen. They're just thinking like, oh, this dude's a joke. This dude's a joke. But I think that Stelly might really sit on that throne. And I don't know what's going to be the impact, but it might be really powerful. Something crazy might really happen. And it might be extremely forbidden for anyone to sit on that throne other than the true king, the real king of Mary Joie. And I think it's the highest ranking, whoever he is or she is, the highest ranking member of the Celestial Dragons. That's what I believe. And so, Stelly's just like spaced out, like, bruh, like, I want that throne. If I sit on that throne, I am the king of the world. But I love the charade of, like, that I think the world government is trying to put on, like, yeah, man, like, we're all equals here. We all get together and we discuss these worldly affairs. But at the end of the day, why are there slaves? You see what I'm saying? Why are the celestial dragons are able to do whatever that they are able to do? And so, scene then switches over. We see that Sharlos, he comes in, he tries to kidnap Shirahoshi. Rob Lucci comes in, intervenes. He's trying to stop, Shirahoshi's brother and Neptune, and is just like, bro, like, you guys are trying to interfere with the will of a god, and you guys are just mere peasants. Whatever a god wants, a god should have. You guys can't understand the comprehension and meaning of a god. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, like, how warped is Rob Lucci? Like, bro, like that that beating from Luffy really ain't teach you nothing. Them hands from Luffy really ain't teach you nothing. Like, you still on this same BS. It's good to see Kaku there. You know what I mean? I like Kaku. I'm still wondering what happened with Jabra. And also, I forget the one girl, but she was also there too. The girl with the bubble fruit. She was there too. So it was good that she's still there. Didn't see Spondum. Glad we didn't see Spondum. But we also saw that one of the other CP0 members, who was in Dressrosa, he's also there. Still got his face mask on. Don't know what he looks like. Don't know who he is. Wonder what's going to happen with that. Don't know. But, you know, as that's all going on, Don Quixote Mosgard, and if you remember who he is, he was basically the one who tried to kidnap Otohime, and basically Otohime escorted him back to the surface, back to where he came from, and was basically going to use him and try to, you know, convert him and basically try to use that as an example to get the fishermen, to get the doctrine signed for the fishermen to live, you know, above above the ocean and under the sun. So he KOs Sharlos with a club bat, just like KOs easy, just like home run on this dude. And, you know, can't nobody do nothing. Rob Lucci can't do nothing because he knows if he touches a celestial dragon, that would be his head. So I thought that was really cool. Like, celestial dragons can fight amongst each other and can't nobody do a single thing about it. And then, you know, he tells Shirahoshi that he plans to pay Otohime's gratitude, and it's time for the fishmen to live, you know, underneath the sun and above the ocean. And I think that's really cool and really powerful. And so, meanwhile, in secrecy, you see the Gorosei. They're meeting up with Shanks. Like, Shanks meets with the Gorosei all the way at the end to discuss a certain pirate. And I think that might be Blackbeard, you know, Rocks, you know what I mean, whoever that pirate may be, and or Weevil, because Weevil is gaining notoriety and status, and he's killing off many of the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates. But I'm just amazed that Shanks is able to get in and out of Marijoa easily, and then like the Gorosei don't even do anything about it. They're not even going to harm him. They're not even going to attack him. They're just like, yo, we know what you do. We know what you're capable of, and we know why you're here. So please explain to us, sir, why are you here? And I think we're all wondering, why is he really there? Like, he's talking about a pirate, but what else does he really do? Like, what kind of relationship does Shanks have with the Gorosei? And I'm wondering, is it like does Shanks really know the true history? Like, when he found One Piece, did he realize that he had to make ties with the Gorosei in order to further Roger's goal or Roger's dream? That's what I'm wondering. And who do I believe is Rocks? And I'm going to tell you right now, my one theory of who I could think is Rocks, but I'm pretty sure he is a whole new character. I think Rocks is Shiki. And I think because Shiki is older than Roger. When we saw the One Piece movie, Strong World, I mean, when we saw that movie, he's clearly older than Luffy. He was clearly older than Roger. I'm pretty sure during a period of time, before Roger's era, before Roger really started making a name for himself, Shiki ran the seas. And I think Shiki was the leader of the Rocks Pirates. And then his two subordinates is Kaido and Big Mom. And I think Shiki's whereabouts is in Wano, being protected by Kaido underneath the banner in the disguise as the Shogun. That is I just want to leave you with that thought. And also, I didn't get to state this in my last video. So about that giant straw hat, what if Luffy's straw hat is meant to fit inside that giant straw hat? And then whoever is supposed to wear it would get like these crazy magical powers. I don't know. But again, I'm going to rate this chapter a solid 5.5 out of 5 because that chapter was the illest chapter. It's going to be plenty of talks. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait to see what happens next. 908 is going to be legit. This is Straw Hat Brian. I'm signing out. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more. Have a good night.